Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Mystic Magic. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to be taking a look at the month of May 2022. So I have 3 groups prepared for you today. In pile number 1, we have the fluorite crystal. In pile number 2, we have the tiger's eye. And in pile number 3, we have the sodalite. So feel free to pause the video if you need some more time figuring out which pile you're the most drawn to. Then once you've chosen, you can scroll down to the description box or the pinned comments and skip ahead to your reading. If you enjoy watching my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. A couple of quick disclaimers before we start. Tarot is just a tool that reads the current energy, and energy is always changing. So take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so don't try to force all the messages to fit for you in your life. Remember that you have free will and the power to create change. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hey there, pile number 1. If you chose the fluorite, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect in the month of May 2022. So this one card here that I've already pulled is going to represent the overall energy for the month of May for you. And while I was shuffling, like literally the cards were going crazy. It was so hard for me to just get one. There was cards falling everywhere, like multiple cards flying out. So I feel like for you, the month of May is going to be really busy and energetic. I feel like there's a lot going on, or it's like there's one major thing that kind of happens and the energy around that is just really big. So let's go ahead and see what this card is. Oh, so you have the Lovers. And you know what? That's so funny because when I was shuffling, the first cards that came out, 2 cards came out together, and it was the Lovers and the King of Pentacles. But I really just wanted to get one card, so it looks like the Lovers is your main energy for the month of May. So this could be about a significant relationship, like a romantic partner. This could be about a friend, a family member, but no matter like what type of relationship this is, it's quite significant. It feels like a soulmate of some kind, or some kind of like divine counterpart. Yeah, like just some kind of really significant connection for you. This could also be about making some kind of decision. If there's like a decision that you have to make, maybe you're at a bit of a fork in the road and there's 2 different directions that you can go in, or 2 different options that you can take. And the month of May will be about figuring out which way you want to go. This can also talk about finding balance or creating balance, things harmonizing, and even about travel possibly. Some of you may be traveling in May. Also, so the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, so I'm pretty sure Gemini season starts at the end of May and goes into June. So maybe something around the time of when Gemini season starts, or because we have the number 6 here, so the month of June as well. So maybe end of May into June will be like particularly significant for you. So for now, I'm going to leave this card up here, and we're going to take a look at what's going on with love and relationships for you in the month of May. So Spirit Guides, please, for pile number 1 viewers, what is happening in the month of May in regards to love? Pile number 1 viewers, what is happening in the month of May in regards to love? Ooh, oh wow. We have the Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my god, okay. On the back of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so Wow, this is really, I'm feeling so excited. The energy from this is so exciting. So when we're talking about making a decision, if you've left a relationship recently, I'm hearing that it was the best decision for you and something much, much better is coming in. Like, I feel like it's coming in quick and it's coming in spontaneously, but it's like you're walking directly into that direction. If this isn't about a breakup, this could just signify that a really difficult period or a really difficult cycle in your relationship is ending, and now there's this like fresh start for you. There's an opportunity for a fresh start, whatever that means for you. So, okay, with the Lovers and the Ten of Swords here, because I really do feel like this, whoever this person is, it's like it's significant person. This is like, I feel like some kind of soul contract you may have with this person. But I feel like, I think you two mirror each other, and that can be quite triggering. But it's like, the purpose of that is for both people to really, it forces you to look at your shadow, and it forces you to go within and heal and purge. And I feel like that's what's been happening in this connection of yours. And so if that's the case, like, Spirit really wants you to know that that wasn't in vain, and that there's like this beautiful new beginning that's happening for you. Again, I'm getting more indications of travel with the Wheel of Fortune here. So you could be going on a trip with your partner, or you could be meeting someone new while you're on vacation. Like if you're taking a trip, or if you go on a spontaneous trip, like last minute someone invites you to go somewhere, you could be meeting someone there if you're single. Oh, I'm hearing that song There For You by, I think it's Martin Garrix and Troye Sivan. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure. But that song actually, it came out in one of the other piles in a reading I did recently. I don't remember which one, but I wonder if you're from that same pile. But again, so with the Lovers, it's like a lot of balance and harmony coming back to your relationships, whether this is with your current partner, or whether you've left a relationship and you meet someone new. I feel like this connection is going to be a lot more harmonious. But I'm also hearing, so if you are single at the moment, but you're not looking to meet anyone just yet, there's encouragement to keep focusing on you, to focus on filling up your own cup, to making yourself happy, or find out what makes you happy, find out what you want in a relationship and what you need, because that's gonna, by doing that, it'll make it so much easier for you to attract someone who's really like on your level, who can really provide for you, who can really give you what you need, and is a good match for you here with the Lovers. And with the Wheel of Fortune, like, again, it does talk about fate and destiny. And with the Lovers here, we're talking about like soulmate connections. I feel like this person is like really, really significant. Like you'll know when you meet this person. You know, when people are like, oh, how do you know when you're in love? And it's just like, when you know, you know. And that's exactly what I'm getting here. I feel like this person just is unlike any other person that you've ever encountered in your life. And you may even find that, like, when you first meet, this feeling of familiarity, like, I've known you, I feel like I've known you my whole life, or like, where do I know you from? And I feel like you'll have a lot in common. Like I said, you guys mirror each other. So you may find that like you have a lot of shared experiences, or like shared interests, shared hobbies, things like that. Like, there's just going to be a lot of things about you that are just uncanny in the resemblance. And I don't mean like like physical resemblance. That might be a little bit weird, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. So either way, whether you're single or in a relationship, if you've been having a hard time lately, like the sun is finally coming out. I just heard the sun will come out tomorrow. You know that song? And also I just want to say for this, they keep taking me to like traveling and stuff. I feel like you could be going to some kind of like a beach or something. I'm specifically being taken to Italy for some reason. This volcano in the back is really standing out to me. So you could be traveling somewhere that has like a volcano or something like that. It's like, that's a very specific message. It probably won't resonate for everyone, but I thought I would throw it out there. Okay, so now let's see. I want to find out what's going on with career and finances for you. So Spirit Guides, please, for pile number 1, what is happening in career and finances in the month of May 2022, please? Career and finances for pile number 1 in the month of May 2022. By the way, so some zodiac signs in case it's relevant. We have water signs with the Ace of Cups, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we have the fixed signs with the Wheel of Fortune, which would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So you or this person could be one of those signs or have strong placements in those signs, but you don't necessarily have to. So let's see, career and finances for pile number 1 in the month of May, please. Let's see if we can get 2 cards. Career and finances. Okay, there we go. So we have, oh my gosh, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Love that. On the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, so in terms of career and finances, having the 10 of Pentacles here is like a really positive sign. Also, I just want to point out, we've had a lot of 10s so far. Like we have 2 10s here. There's the 10 of Swords on the back of the deck earlier. We have an Ace and we have a 9. So there's a lot about cycles ending and like a new cycle beginning. If you're interested, I recently uploaded 2 videos about what cycle is ending and what cycle is starting for you. So if you haven't watched it already, I will link it below for you. Because I'm really seeing that as like a theme so far in your reading. But in terms of career and finances, I feel like you're going to be doing some kind of research. I'm also hearing like studying, like you're really investing your time into learning more about something. So for example, this could be about like doing research about your bank and like different products or services they offer. Maybe about like refinancing something or looking into diversifying your portfolio, maybe researching the stock market. I'm just kind of seeing like a lot of charts and graphs and like somebody sitting at their computer, like making spreadsheets and like just making sure that they're really on top of their game. I also see this as you could be getting some kind of news as well in regards to either your job or your finances. So this could be like you could be offered a promotion or offered a job from a different company, or some kind of collaboration comes through. Like if you're self-employed, for example, or you run your own business, this could be someone reaching out to you wanting to collaborate or wanting to get involved somehow, or maybe you reaching out to another organization or another entity or person and, you know, just saying like, I feel like we have a really good, like we would match really well, and I'm really interested in working with you. There's something about like two different things coming together and creating something that's bigger than both things combined, if that makes sense. Okay, this is a bit specific, so this might just be for a couple, like maybe one or two people, but I'm also hearing that for some of you, you may be contemplating or deciding on like asking your child or children to join the family business is something else that's coming through. But either way, with the Ten of Pentacles here, this is really, really abundant energy. This is like, oh, and I did say when I was shuffling, the King of Pentacles came out with the Lovers originally. And I was just about to say that the Ten of Pentacles is kind of like the pinnacle of success. But then I was thinking about the King of Pentacles, and it's like technically you had the King of Pentacles as well. I just only wanted to pull one card for the main energy. So you're definitely stepping into some abundance or feeling really secure in where you're at currently, either financially or just like having a lot of job security. I feel like things will be running smoothly. With the Page of Swords here, you may feel a bit inexperienced about something, so you could be deciding to maybe branch off in a slightly different direction than you normally would, because of the fact you're feeling really stable, and there's a lot of sense of security here. You may feel like this would be a good point in time or a good opportunity to try something different and to try something new. So again, like diversifying keeps coming to mind. So with the Page of Swords here, you may feel a little bit inexperienced, which is also why you could be doing that research. So if you're not researching stuff in regards to like finances and budgeting and like money management and stuff like that, you could be researching about this new kind of venture, this new branch that you're going off into. I also see this as you could be reaching out to someone who's already established in this area that you're kind of leaning towards and getting some like helpful advice or information from them. I will say though, with the Nine of Wands as the back of the deck, be careful about burnout in May. I feel like you're working really hard and like, yes, you're really successful, you're really stable, there's a lot going on for you, all really good things, but just make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. Make sure that you're replenishing your cup, replenishing your energy, you're taking time to rest, you're taking time to relax, because you don't want to hit burnout. I don't feel like you're there yet, but I feel like if you just like continue going on the path that you're on, that you may reach burnout. And you know, like we don't want that to happen, right? But with the Nine of Wands, I also feel like you're letting your guard down a bit and you're opening yourself up to more opportunities and more pathways. So you may have been a bit rigid in the past, but now that you're at this point where you're feeling a lot more stable in your situation, I feel like you're more open to like trying something new. I'm hearing you can't fix what ain't broke. So that may have been kind of like something that you used to say to yourself. But I also feel like you have this fear about like either stagnating, or I feel like you get a bit stressed out or something if you're not growing. So you may have a lot of Virgo or Capricorn in your chart, because that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. Like, it's just like you always want to like do more and like one up yourself, and you know that's amazing. But at the same time, I also feel like now you're wanting to maybe do something different, like to step outside of the box. I also feel like strong Aquarius energy coming through with the Page of Swords, which those are some more zodiac signs. So we have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, all of the air signs with the Page of Swords. But with Aquarius energy coming through, it's like I feel like you really want to step outside the box and like do something different. I'm hearing like I want to shock people. So you could be trying to do something that's like really, really unique and outside the box, or this could just be like training wheels where you're mostly in the same lane, but now you're like doing things a little bit differently. But overall, I see whatever ventures you're diving into being really abundant and successful. And overall, the energy that I'm feeling in terms of career and finances for you in May is really exciting. It feels very studious, but very exciting. I feel like you're really going to be working on something big, something that you really love. You have a lot of passion about it. Something that you've really enjoyed learning the process about. And I'm hearing that it's going to come back to you twofold. Like the energy that you're putting into it, the results that you get are going to be twofold of the energy and effort that you're putting in. So that's great. I really love that. I'm excited for you. This is really such good energy. Okay, let's finally take a look at personal and spiritual development. Spirit guides, please, for pile number 1. In the month of May, what's going on with their personal and spiritual development in the month of, okay, so we have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So I filmed a video yesterday, although it's going to be going live after I upload this one, and the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords came out together in that reading. So there could particularly be extra messages for you in that video when it does go up. Oh wow, we also have the Two of Cups on the back of the deck. So I'm just gonna move all of these over so that we can see everything. Okay. So Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So I'm kind of getting the same message that I got when these cards came out in the other reading, where you're really learning to be more discerning with your thoughts. I also feel like you're gaining a lot more clarity about a situation or different situations in your life. Any areas that you may have been feeling confused, you don't know what to do, you don't know what path to take, you don't know what decision to make, what option to choose, and it's been like stressing you out, it's been frustrating you, you've been losing sleep over it, feeling really drained mentally, not having the energy to do things, or like not even have the energy to even think about it anymore. But you're starting to overcome that with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is really calculating and ruthless. But I feel like this is what you need. It's like you need to stand firm and like counteract any of those negative thoughts that you have. So, you know, if you're like stressed out about something and you're like, oh, like this is never gonna work out, tap into your Queen of Swords energy and step in and be like, actually, you know what? It is going to work out because I'm really talented and I'm really capable and I know the universe has my back and everything's going to work out in my best interest. So it's to like, basically what I said in the other video was taking yourself to court and like demanding evidence from this fear-based response, ego-based response, and just to rebuttal and to be like, well, actually, you know, you don't have any evidence that I'm not going to succeed, or you don't know that things aren't going to work out. Doing things like that, Yeah, and this pile was the fluorite crystal, so you're definitely having a lot more clarity. You have the Page and the Queen of Swords. So you're even up leveling too, going from a page all the way to a queen. Something else that I'm getting is just like having stronger boundaries with the way that you think, or having like transmuting this energy and turning it into having a more positive mindset, speaking to yourself much more kindly, speaking to yourself with love, doing positive affirmations. Okay, like, look at this. Okay, there's something about, oh, okay. So this could also be about integrating your shadow, like bringing your shadow to the light and forgiving yourself for your shadow aspects. Like, everyone has a shadow, and shadows aren't a bad thing. It's just shadows are what we kind of shove away because either we've been taught or we've been told that that part of ourselves isn't good, or it isn't cool, it isn't lovable. So we hide it away and we shove it down, and we kind of turn it into our enemy when that's not really the case. So I feel like with this Two of Cups, this is like, it's like you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like offering yourself, yes, you're offering yourself this cup, and you're like really taking a step towards being your best friend, being your own best friend, being, the best husband or wife to yourself, being the best partner to yourself. And there's really a lot of healing going on. This could also even be like healing karma, or healing generational, I'm hearing generational trauma or generational karma, with the Wheel of Fortune here as well. So it could be that like in your lineage, or at least like your parents, for example, maybe they have a more negative mindset, and that's something that you learned growing up, but I feel like you're starting to deprogram that and you're starting to unlearn that. And on one hand, it's like you're being a lot tougher on yourself, but at the same time, you're also being a lot more loving to yourself. It's like, again, this idea of balance coming in, where you're not being hard on yourself in the sense of like, I'm not doing good enough, or, I'm not likable the way that I am. You're being tough on yourself in that when you start to say those kinds of thoughts, you're really stepping in and you're being like, no, okay, like, thanks for your opinion, but that's not necessarily true. So you're just learning to discern and decipher like which thoughts are actually true and hold merit, because not every thought that we have is actually true. Our feelings are always valid, but sometimes our ego steps in to protect us. And I think you're now starting to approach that side of you, approach your shadow side, and thank it for protecting you, but telling it that it doesn't need to live in the shadows anymore, that it's okay to come out into the light, and that all aspects of you are worthy. Wow, this is, whew, that's really big energy. I'm really proud of you. This is really amazing. Also, I want to say I'm getting strong Leo energy from this too. So in case that's relevant. But now I want to, I'm gonna put this off to the side. I want to find out a blessing and a challenge to look out for. So I'm just trying to figure out how to make more space. Maybe we'll do it like this. Spirit guides, please. What blessing can pile number 1 expect in the month of May 2022, please? what blessing is coming in for pile number 1 in the month of May? Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the Magician that flipped over, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so Ace of Swords on the back of the deck. Yeah, there's so much clarity. You're really cutting away like whatever's not serving you anymore, whether it's a mindset, an attitude, a person, a path. But in terms of a blessing, what's coming in for you is whatever you feel like has been missing that you've been trying to manifest. Because I feel like you've been doing a lot of purging with the Ace of Swords, and you've been like cutting away what's no longer working, getting rid of what's not serving you. And even though overall things seem to be going well for you, you still feel like there's something missing. And like, you literally have the Magician here. So your blessing is that your manifestation is coming in. And again, like, I can't help but notice. Can you see? Yeah. Like this Ace of Cups here. So this could be specifically about what we're talking about in the love portion. It doesn't have to, though. Just in a general sense, whatever you feel like has been missing is something that you're manifesting. So if you feel like you've been really working a lot lately and what's been missing is having some fun, you could be manifesting like a little trip that you're going on with your friends. Or if you've been single for some time and like have been focusing on you, focusing on your career, on your hobbies, on self-improvement, and you're happy with where you're at, but you're kind of getting to the point where you're like, well, you know, I would really love to share that with someone, then you could be manifesting this person. I think you get the gist. But some advice that's coming through is to be very, very clear about what it is that you want, and to make sure that your mindset is aligned with what you're trying to bring in. So to not look at things from a point of lack, to be grateful for everything that you already do have, and to be in the energy of being grateful for already having this thing that's missing, because that's what's going to help to bring it in. I really love that. It's exciting. It's like literally whatever your blessing is, whatever you want it to be, basically. So choose wisely. That's what I'm hearing. Choose wisely. Now let's find out, Spirit Guides, please, for pile 1. What challenge will pile number 1 what challenge is pile number 1 experiencing in the month of May? What challenge is pile 1 experiencing in the month of May, please? Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, again, interesting, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. On the back of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so in terms of the challenge, what I'm getting is there's 2 different scenarios that I'm seeing. It's like both sides of the coin, which doesn't surprise me because we have all this mirroring energy. But okay, scenario number 1 is that you're either going to be feeling really distracted and you may struggle to focus on like getting all of your work done or getting whatever stuff that you need to do. You may struggle getting it done. Or on the other hand, you may be like laser focused on one particular thing and focusing really, really hard on that, and just kind of like having blinders onto everything else, and like not necessarily tending to the other things that need your attention. So again, that message about balance is coming through. So I'm hearing like you'll either need to be more strict with yourself, or you'll need to like loosen your grip a little bit. It's kind of like how they're making me feel. So for example, like say there's like something that really needs your attention, but you've been kind of procrastinating on it. Like, it's okay to take breaks. We need to take breaks, but what they're saying is, for example, like if you're going to take a break from doing something, set yourself a timer. So allow yourself to like take a 10-minute break, you know, go get some water, go get some fresh air, get a snack. And then once your alarm goes off, okay, then you can go sit back down, continue working. Or if you're in the opposite situation where you're working so hard and you're being really strict with yourself, you know, have an alarm go off, you know, every hour or every hour and a half or something like that. Even if it's a 5-minute break, just to get up and walk around and like give yourself that break away from whatever this tunnel vision is, because I feel like there's going to be multiple things that need your attention. So you don't really want to be in either scenario of like either kind of not really getting anything done or only focusing on one thing and kind of not being able to get to the rest. Okay, so finally we are going to grab some advice. Spirit guides, please, what advice and guidance can you offer pile number 1 in regards to their month of May? Okay, so we have the King of Wands. What else? What is the advice and guidance for pile number 1 for the month of May, please? Sorry if there's a lot of background noise. There's lots of construction happening. Spirit guides, what is the advice, please? Advice and guidance for pile number 1 in the month of March. Or sorry, in the month of May. Have I been saying March? I hope not. Okay, we also have the 8 of Swords. I'm going to leave this as a blockage. What else? What is the advice and guidance for pile 1 in the month of May, please? What is the advice and guidance for pile number 1 in the month of May? Okay. So we have the 2 of Pentacles and we have the Sun. Okay. Oh, we have the Lovers on the back of the deck. Look at that. Okay. So with the Sun card, I was hearing that song Walking on Sunshine. Okay, what I'm getting with the advice is, it's kind of reiterating a little bit what we were just talking about over here with the challenge. But with the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles, it's like, if you feel like you are stuck in some way, like either because you're really busy and you can't get out of things, or if you're having like tunnel vision on one particular thing and you have been like forgetting to deal with other stuff. There's something about just like being busy and feeling stuck somehow at the same time. And that if you find yourself in this kind of position, to really think back on this grand vision that you have for yourself, and to ask yourself whether what you're doing is in alignment with where you're trying to go. So for example, like say you're working on some kind of report, or you're supposed to be working on some kind of report, but you've been really distracted, you've been scrolling on social media for like 2 hours, and like you have Netflix on in the background and you're messaging all of your friends, ask yourself if doing those things is helping you get to where it is that you want to be. And if the answer is no, not that you need to like completely stop doing those things or cut those things out, but just to reevaluate the situation and be like, is doing this right now really worth my time? Or could I be doing something that is, you know, like serving my highest good, or helping me get one step closer to achieving my goals? Because I feel like you're really ambitious, you have a lot of drive, there's a lot that you want to accomplish, but I think sometimes it's almost like sometimes you like slip back in some way, and that's not to, I'm not like calling you out, and it's not something you need to feel bad about. Like, you know, we're not machines, okay? We're never going to be perfect, and like everyone gets distracted. It's just a reminder to, it's about having awareness and like catching yourself in the moment and being like, okay, I've already been scrolling on my phone for, you know, like 20 minutes now. I need to put that boundary in with myself, and it's time for me to get back to work. And then once I've done some more stuff, then I'll take another break. Again, this idea of balance of like work and play. And so you may actually really benefit from having not necessarily structure, but just having a plan. Like literally sit down and plan out your day. Like this could even be by the hour, depending on how busy you are or how much structure you need. But I feel like that'll be a way to keep you accountable, just like having some kind of to-do list or having some kind of map to follow that'll keep you on path so that you can attend to everything that needs your attention. But again, because we're talking about balance, the other side of that is to make sure that you're also making time and space to have fun. Okay, do something creative, do something you enjoy, go have fun with your friends, let loose. It's like, I almost feel like you need to have designated times where you're either just working or you're just playing or you're just resting, because I feel like everything's a little bit mixed up for you. And not that it's wrong or that it's bad, but I just feel like things could be streamlined and like run more smoothly for you in that way. Again, we've come full circle here, starting with the Lovers and ending with the Lovers. It all comes down to you and you making that decision of, you know, how you're going to spend your time, how you're going to spend your energy, because the life that you create is up to you. And it's like our daily habits and our daily routine is what ends up building that. So it's just like to take a look at your routine, take a look at how you're doing things, and like, how can you streamline things? How can you make things more efficient? But that's everything that I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching my videos, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload. I love you so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey there, pile number 2. If you chose the Tiger's Eye, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect in the month of May. So this card here is going to represent the overall energy for you for the month of May. So let's find out what it is. Okay, so you have the 3 of Swords. So in May, you may be feeling conflicted about something. You may be feeling a little bit unsure or confused about which way to go, what direction to take. It's like your heart is saying one thing and your mind is saying another, and it's like I'm hearing civil war. So it's like, yeah, it's like your mind is saying one thing, your heart is saying another, and you're feeling really conflicted. And you don't necessarily know what to do or what the best course of action is to take. I'm also hearing growing pains. So it could be that you're outgrowing a situation, outgrowing a person, outgrowing a group of friends, outgrowing a job, outgrowing an environment. And it's like, it's giving me that feeling of like, it's giving me that feeling of when you want to stay, but you know you have to leave. So I'm going to grab the tarot so we can dive into this and find out more for you. So let's see, Spirit guides, please. So first we're going to be taking a look at what's going on in regards to love for you in the month of May. So Spirit guides, please, for pile number 2. Pile number 2, what's going on in regards to love for pile number 2 in the month of May? Ooh. What's going on in love for pile number 2 in the month of May, please? Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords and we have the Ace of Swords reversed. On the back of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. So some zodiac signs. We have air signs here with the Knight and the Ace of Swords, which would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then with the Page of Wands, we have fire signs, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, so in regards to love, I'm actually gonna do it like this. So there's different scenarios coming to mind. This could either be if you've had a miscommunication with someone or a misunderstanding with someone. You guys could be coming together to talk about that. Or if you've walked away from a situation, you've walked away from a person, maybe somebody who's hurt you in some way, this person could be trying to come back to make amends or to talk to you, to say sorry. It feels like a lot of unfinished business here is what I'm feeling. Despite having all of these swords here, I feel like you may be having a hard time seeing things clearly, like we were talking about with this 3 of Swords. Or maybe you're like, I don't know what to think about this, or I don't know what to think about them. Like on one hand, I feel like this, on one hand, I feel like that. Your mind may be like racing a lot too, like either worrying about something or like, for example, if this is about a separation or a breakup, it's like you could feel that, you know, you're constantly wondering like what that other person is doing or like who they're seeing, who they're talking to. You may have cut someone off or like blocked someone and they're like really adamant about trying to reach out to you. It's going to be different for everyone, but those are like different scenarios coming through. Having the Page of Wands underneath the deck, I feel like there's a chance to start fresh in a way. Like, of course, you know, at the end of the day, the decision is yours. You always do what's best for you. But it's like, if you're wanting to try again, I feel like the Page of Wands is a good, like, it's giving me a good energy, but I'm also feeling like this person may have a lot of growth to do, or you may have a lot of growth to do. Like, I'm hearing, like, I have things to do, I have places to go, I have people to see, like, I can't wait for you. That's what I'm hearing. So, right, we were talking about you may have outgrown something. So this could be like if you've recently walked away from someone, or you're thinking about walking away from someone to like focus on you. Like if you feel that they're holding you back in some way. Because honestly, like what I'm getting with this Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords reverse, it's like, so I'm seeing the other person as this Knight of Swords, and it's like, oh sure, now you come running back, like now that I've walked away, or now that I've like cut you off, now that I'm focusing on me and I'm like starting to glow up and all that, like now you want to come back, now you're adamant about like wanting to resolve things. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. Now that's not going to be the case for everyone, right? Like if you're happy in like happy with your partner, or like in a good relationship with your partner and all that. This could literally just be like you guys having a misunderstanding, having a little spat, and like maybe both of you are feeling really hurt or really upset about it, and like maybe it's like, you know, when things get a little bit dramatic, but then both people kind of realize that like what happened almost didn't even matter, and they just like really want to make up. It's like basically it's kind of the plot for like all of those romantic comedy movies, you know, where there's like a big fight and they separate, and then they're like, they both go off, but then they're really sad and they're like thinking about the other person and realizing like they're the one that they love, and then they both come rushing back to each other and they're like, I'm so sorry, like, no, it's okay, I forgive you, like, let's just try again, like, you know, something like that. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but that's the kind of energy that I'm getting. Like if you have an argument, a misunderstanding, unclear communication about something, there's like a strong energy of wanting to resolve it, of like wanting to talk things out. Or it could also be that like someone, because I'm also getting the idea of like not having a filter here, so maybe like someone like said something by accident, or they like weren't really thinking before they spoke and like said something mean, or like said something a bit out of line. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. Yeah, and we have the 8 of Pentacles underneath the deck, so it's like, oh wow, and the 9 of Cups. So I feel like, you know, again, don't let anybody disrespect you or treat you poorly. But if that's not your situation, like if you do want to work on this, I see it having a successful resolution. But also, if you want to walk away and you feel like that's the right thing to do, then again, like things are just going to work out. Either way, like you're going to be okay. And I see this either as like you and your person working on your relationship and then like feeling really fulfilled in your relationship, or you're walking away from this connection and you're focusing on yourself and you're focusing on your own goals and your own fulfillment. And I see you reaching that. So it's up to you to discern like which of those messages are for you, because there was a lot of different scenarios coming through. But now I want to see what's going on in career and finances for you. So Spirit Guides, please, for pile number 2. What is happening in terms of career and finances in the month of May, please? What's happening in terms of career and finances in the month of May for pile number 2? Oh, okay, so we have the Knight of Wands. Let's grab one more card. What is happening in terms of career and finances in the month of May? Okay. So we also have Strength. So, okay, on the back of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands. So it's interesting. We had both cards coming out as swords for love, and now for career, we have a lot of fire energy. So this would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, with an emphasis on Leo here with Strength. So what's going on for you in terms of career and finances? The word that's coming to mind is angst. Angst and frustration. So I don't know if like this could be that you hate your job, you dislike your job, maybe you don't like your coworkers, maybe you're not working at your ideal place of employment, but I'm feeling like you're feeling pretty frustrated, like really passionate, and I feel like you've been trying to just dig deep and stay patient, but it's like I feel like there's a lot just like brewing under the surface. I'm hearing some advice of like not to do anything spontaneously and to really think before you make a decision, like not to do anything out of haste, basically. But if that's not your situation, like if you're watching this and you're like, actually, I really like my job. I really like my coworkers, or I like the people that I work with. The message that I'm getting is to continue nurturing and fostering your creativity, your creative energy, because you're like super creative, having the Knight of Wands and Strength here. Definitely your sacral and solar plexus chakra are really highlighted when it comes to your career and like your finances and making money and things like that. So I feel like for you, you'll be most abundant working on something that you're passionate about, working on something where like you can take the lead. There's a lot of masculine energy here. And you chose the Tiger's Eye crystal too, which is all about confidence, empowerment, taking action. It's also very like protective energy. So if you're like wanting to move in a different direction, because we did talk about feeling conflicted, which again, we have the Five of Wands here, which talks about conflict. So if it isn't an external conflict, this is just an internal conflict of like, should I stay or should I go? Should I continue where I'm at and on this trajectory, or should I change course? And it's like, go in the direction of what makes you feel excited, of what lights you up, of what brings you joy. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing is you could be in the public eye, or like you could be like blowing up in some way. This could either be like on social media or just in your industry in general, but I feel like a lot of people are going to have their eyes on you. Yeah, like you could be in the spotlight in some way. Like, I don't know if you're receiving an award or something. Or like you could literally be in some kind of competition where there's like prize money or something like that, or like a job opportunity at the end. And so you're in this like really strong masculine energy of like fighting, competing. Like I'm getting really strong Mars energy coming through. So you may be in Aries. You don't have to be though. But either way, there's a lot of movement and dynamic energy. There's a lot of shifts in energy here with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands. So I'm hearing to like be agile, be flexible, be adaptable, because you may need to change direction like on a dime. I'm hearing pivot, and it's making me think of that Friends episode. Oh my god. If you know, you know. So I'm feeling with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands. So I was saying that there's like a lot of dynamic energy and like things are going to be shifting. And so because of that, I feel like there's like, I can't pinpoint an outcome for this. Like I feel like it can go anyway. Like it's almost like it is what you make it. So if this is something that you want, like, yes, fight for it, you know, put your energy towards it, take action towards it. If you don't want this and you don't take any action towards it, then, you know, like it'll turn out in a different way. It's almost like the outcome is up to you depending on what kind of actions you take and what your energy is. But then no matter what, you're protected, and like whatever choice you make, whatever the outcome is. And they keep emphasizing to make sure that you really have a think before you take action. Because like I said, there's so much masculine energy here. So you may be feeling a bit impulsive of just like having a lot of pent-up energy and just like maybe acting out of like based on your passions or your emotions, which is fine, but make sure that it's what you want to do, because actions have consequences, and you don't want to start going down a path and then realize that, you know, you actually wanted to go in this direction instead. I just saw 1919 on the clock, so I don't know if you've been seeing that number, but it's making me think of the sun. Because it's the number 19. So again, that's more Leo energy, more fire energy, more masculine energy. And like, I'm also hearing that like they're no competition. So if you've been wanting to, like apply for a certain job, or like make an application on a home, or I don't know, enter some kind of contest in some way, I really feel like you'll be successful as long as you believe in yourself and as long as you take the action to do that. It's like, if there's something that you want to do, but you're like, oh, I don't know, like there's probably like, someone better out there who's gonna win, or like, they probably won't accept my offer anyway, so I'm just not even gonna bother. If you don't take the action, you'll never know, okay? And I really feel like if you do, that you'll be successful in it. But again, like, it's all up to you and what you decide, what direction you want to go in. So now I want to find out about your personal and spiritual development in May. Spirit guides, please, for pile number 2. What's going on with our personal and spiritual development in the month of May, please? Pile number 2. Okay. So we have the 2 of Wands. Yeah. Let's get one more card. What's going on with pile number 2's personal and spiritual development in May? We also have the 3 of Pentacles. On the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. I'm just going to move these over a bit so you can see everything. Okay. So I started laughing when the 2 of Wands came out. Oh, I don't know if you can see this, but the King of Cups is also peeking out over here. So the Queen and the King of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so in terms of your personal spiritual development, I was laughing with the 2 of Wands because it's reiterating everything that we've already been talking about, of like feeling conflicted, feeling like you're at a fork in the road, feeling like things can go in any direction, and like needing to make a decision. But I actually see you, like, even though you have like a lot of kind of pent up energy, I actually see that you're taking the time to plan. Like, I don't feel like you will be super impulsive. Maybe that's something that you struggled with in the past. But for this, I see you like really sitting down and collaborating, talking with people, getting people's advice from like people that you trust, or like this is like getting advice from the right people. Because, sometimes like friends or family or our partner or whoever, they have really good intentions, but sometimes like they don't necessarily know what they're talking about. So I see you going to like experts for advice, or, people in the field, people who are in the position that you want to be in, and learning from them, getting advice from them. It's almost like a mentorship in some way. But this is like getting sound advice, getting like good, solid information so that you can properly plan things out. And like I'm literally seeing a list of pros and cons, and you're like sitting down and you're like, okay, so if I go in this direction, here's some things that I'm really going to enjoy about it. And then here's some things about it that are kind of challenging. And if I go down this path, and it's just like the same thing. And I see you, even though it's like, I feel like you're really itching to make a decision and itching to just go. I think you're really going to be learning patience here with Strength, and, knowing that, or learning that you don't need to rush, that if it's meant for you, it's always for you and you can never miss it. So there's no need to rush. For some of you, this could be about a relocation. That's something that just came through. If maybe you've come across, this is an example, okay? Like, let's say you came across this job opportunity that's on the other side of the world, and on one hand, you feel really excited about it because it's just like this big position, and it's like your dream job, and you would have so much fun doing it, and you would be compensated really well for it, but you would have to leave your family behind. You would have to leave your friends behind, your partner behind. And you're kind of torn about what to do. And then it's like seeking out advice from people who have a similar story, who've had to like, you know, make those sacrifices or make those decisions. But I really see you, we don't have temperance, but I'm getting temperance energy of like really just like exhaling out, okay, digging into your patience, bringing yourself back down, and listening to your intuition. And listening to your intuition and listening to your gut is like always the best thing that you can do, because at the end of the day, like, you know what's best for you, and you know it's your right to do what's in your best interest, even if it goes against what other people want for you. So I see you really following your heart, really following your intuition, and using that as a guide for when you're feeling confused or when you're feeling conflicted, or like, I don't know what to do about this situation, I don't know what to do about this person. Because there's a lot of like active energy. Like, I feel like I'm out of breath right now. So I really feel like you're going to be tempering that kind of energy and really just like focusing on your intuition, focusing on where your heart wants to go. With the Three of Pentacles, you could even be taking a course of some kind, or like learning about something. This could be like a self-help type of thing, or a new hobby, a new interest, maybe something that you've been really passionate about, something you've been thinking about for a while. It kind of feels like one of those things where you've been wanting to do something for a while but never got around to it, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go take that course that I've always wanted to take, or I'm gonna start learning about this topic that I'm really passionate about, and just starting to follow your heart instead of always going for the most logical thing. Because, you know, of course logic has its place and it's very important, but there needs to be a balance as well, right? And I feel like you're starting to learn that, or you're going to be learning that in May. And I feel like for you, the lesson is learning about how to discern your intuition and to start following your heart. I feel a lot of composure from the Queen and King of Cups here. So I feel like you're maturing a lot emotionally, or you just are getting a better handle on how to deal with your emotions, how to use healthy coping mechanisms, how to deal with these types of situations where you're feeling really conflicted and feeling like a lot's at stake, and learning how to work through that. Okay, so I'm going to put these cards like this. Can you still see? Yeah. Awesome. So I want to find out blessings and challenges for the month of May for you. So let's start off with blessings. Spirit guides, please, what blessing can pile number 2 expect in the month of May, please? What blessing can pile number 2 expect in the month of May? What blessing can pile number 2 expect in the month of May? What blessings can pile number 2 expect in the month of May, please? Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, which wasn't at the back of the deck when we were looking at love. I think it was. So the Page of Wands, let's get one more card. What blessing can pile number 2 expect? Thank you. So we also have, wow, we have the Three of Pentacles again. On the back of the deck, we have the World. Wow. So you could be going on a group trip, either with like a group of friends, with your family. This could even be a work retreat for some of you, or this could be about, this blessing could also be like figuring out what you're the most passionate about and like realizing how you can make a career out of it or how you can make money from it. And it's not to say, like, I feel, you know, like in society nowadays, it's all about productivity and it's all about like turning your passion into business, and there's so much pressure to like make money from your hobbies or make money from your passions. But I'm feeling like it's not like that for you. It's not like I don't feel that you're feeling pressured to do this in any way. I feel like it's something that you just kind of like stumble upon or realize like, wow, you know, like this thing that I'm really good at or this thing that I love doing, I've just totally had this unique idea of how I can make this into a business and like feeling really excited about it, or collaborating. There could be like a trio of you that end up starting your own business together or starting some new venture together. Or this could be like you going on a trip with 3 of your friends, or even this could even be meeting new people. Like maybe you aren't traveling, but you meet people who come to like your hometown or come to your city, and you meet them and you become friends with them in some way. So that's really exciting. There's a lot of 3s here. Like we have 3, 3. The world reduces to a 3. There's a lot of like expansion energy. Oh, and the 3 of Swords. And I feel like an expansion is coming for you. I think it's just a matter of you working through this confliction. It's like once you decide which way you want to go or like what route you want to take, I feel like a world of opportunities is going to open up for you. So now let's see what challenge you'll be facing. So Spirit Guides, please, what is the challenge pile 2 will be facing in May? What challenge will pile 2 be facing in May? What is this challenge? Okay, so we have the 3 of Swords again. Let's get one more card. What is the main challenge? Ooh, okay. So we also have the 4 of Cups. The 5 of Cups came out with the 4 of Cups. I'm not going to take it, but I'm going to take note that they came out together. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So in terms of the challenge, I'm hearing melancholy. So you might be feeling melancholic or like jaded or a bit low maybe, or it's something that I don't see it as a ongoing feeling. Like I feel that you'll be making progress, but it's just like something that might come up in May. Again, this feeling of like feeling conflicted, of being. So what they're saying is, like, they want me to say that there is no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong path you can take. There's just actions and consequences. And like, you're not going to be rewarded for going down one path and punished for going down another path. I really feel for you. I was like a year or 2 ago, I was like in this position myself of just feeling so conflicted and like being in this phase of analysis paralysis, and like was putting so much pressure on myself to make a decision about what direction I wanted to go in, and it left me feeling stuck for so long, and nothing changed until I finally decided to until I learned that like there's no right or wrong, and things will only change once I start actually taking actions towards something. And it's like, you can start going down one path, and if you realize that it's actually not what you want, like that's okay, and you can turn around and make a different decision. And that's they want me to tell you that. You might feel like you're in your head a lot, or just overthinking or thinking about, I feel like you might be, not constantly, but you may feel like you're constantly thinking about this, whatever this conflict is, whatever this choice is. And you may feel like maybe you don't want to spend time with people, or you just want to be alone. You may be a bit closed off in May, which again, like that's not a bad thing. You may benefit from, like we were talking about earlier, taking the time to just like sit down and think and like make a plan about it. But I see this being the main challenge for you in May, is just kind of like ruminating and maybe overthinking things a bit, being a bit stuck in your head. But there is an opportunity to find clarity with the Page of Swords at the back of the deck. I do see you coming to some kind of like solution, or I heard agreement with yourself. And we had the High Priestess underneath that. So it's just reiterating what I was saying about the Queen of Cups, about discerning your intuition from your fear, and, you know, leading with your intuition, going with what feels right for you. So let's close the reading off with some advice. Spirit guides, please, what is the advice and guidance for pile number 2 in regards to May? So we have the Queen of Cups again. We also have the King of Pentacles. What else, please? What is the advice for pile number 2 in regards to the month of May? What is the advice and guidance for pile number 2 for the month of May? Let's get a couple more cards. Okay, so we also have the Sun, and I want to grab one more card for you. What is the advice for pile number 2, please? Card. What is the advice and guidance for pile number 2 for the month of May, please? Okay, we also have the Hermit. On the back of the deck, we have the Star. Wow. So, like I was saying, with the Hermit and the Star and the Queen of Cups, it's like, okay, like literally all of these cards. But it's like, take the time to be by yourself, free of distractions, to really think about where it is that you want to go. Okay, what is your dream? What is your wish? What is your desire? Like, what do you want for yourself in your life? Really think about it. Okay, think about what feels good to you, what brings you a lot of joy, what would make you happy doing, and use that as literally a guiding light, a guiding star, because following that path is going to bring you a lot of abundance and stability. There's also the advice of really focusing on self-care at this time, really being kind to yourself, like extend yourself compassion, extend yourself patience. Okay, don't put this pressure on yourself that you need to hurry up and make a decision. Like, take however long that you need to really figure this out. And there's also strong advice to do some grounding practices, whatever way works best for you. This could be going for a walk, doing yoga, doing exercise, gardening, whatever it is, to really like focus on self-care and focus on grounding yourself, grounding your energy. This is going to help you to find clarity about where it is that you want to go. But there's like a lot of nurturing, healing energy coming through here with the Queen of Cups and the Star. And that if you're like having a hard time with all this, which like I would expect that, because you know, it can be really hard making decisions, you know, especially when they're really big and feel really important. Another thing that may help you find clarity is just like taking a break from thinking about all this and just go out and have fun. Like, don't forget about, they're saying like, don't forget about living life and enjoying the present moment, because sometimes we can lose sight of that when we're, you know, either really focused on the past or we're stressed and anxious about the future. Like, of course, it's great to have a plan, like a practical plan of like how to get to where we want to go, but it's like also don't forget to enjoy the moment and enjoy where you're at, and to like allow yourself to have fun, because I feel like you need that, you know, like this energy. It's not super super heavy, but I feel the struggle. Like I feel like you're very serious right now, and again, like that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, like I feel like you could really use, I'm hearing you could really use a laugh. So maybe watch like your favorite comedy movie or something, or just like go do something silly with your friends or something like that. Just a way to like lighten up your energy, and it may help you to put things into perspective and make you realize like what's really important to you and start to follow those things. But that's everything that I'm seeing for you, pile 2. Let me know in the comments how this resonated. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. If you chose the Sodalite, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect in the month of May 2022. So this card here is going to represent the main energy for you for the month of May. So let's find out what it is. So you have the Emperor. So you may be an Aries or have strong Aries placements, but you don't have to. What I'm really getting with the Emperor is taking back control, stepping back into your power, also setting strong boundaries, taking the initiative to go after what you want, vocalizing what you want, like speaking things into existence. And I'm also feeling a lot of like sturdiness, like having a solid foundation, being very sure of yourself. I'm also hearing having a plan for something, and also like taking things seriously. Like the Emperor is quite stoic and stern. I get a very like disciplined energy for him, so you could be stepping into this kind of energy in the month of May. And I'm also hearing you're going to be up for the challenge. So maybe you're embarking on something new, because also Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So this could be like maybe you're starting something new and you're like really serious about it and like really wanting to put the work in. We're going to have to find out. So I'm going to move this up a little bit, and let's just go ahead and get started. So first, what I want to find out is we're going to take a look at love first. So spirit guides, please, for pile number 3. Pile number 3. What is happening in terms of love in the month of May? Oh, okay. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, Let's get one more card. What is happening for Pile? Ooh. Okay, so we also have the moon. On the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So you may be single, recently single, something like that. Or you may just feel maybe a bit lonely, or feeling like you don't really have someone to lean on. Or maybe just feeling like, I'm hearing outcast, but the way that it's making me, it's like on the outside looking in almost. But with the Ace of Wands as the back of the deck energy, ooh, and we have the Empress underneath. Yeah, it's like, I almost feel like it's, because the moon can talk about illusions, so I'm getting this message of like, you're not alone, or like you're not alone as you think you are, or you're more supported than you may feel like you are. Because with the Ace of Wands and the Empress underneath the deck, it's like, I feel like there's something like really beautiful coming in, or something beautiful that's there, but you just don't see it. Maybe you're preoccupied by something else, or maybe you could be like stuck on a situation from the past or something like that, so you're not seeing this like this really like plentiful opportunity. But I think there's going to be someone who is piquing your interest, someone getting your attention in May, and this could come as a surprise to you with the moon here, because the moon does talk about, you know, like mystery and things that are hidden. So you could be crossing paths with someone, or meeting someone who really just like changes things for you. I feel like it's really shifting your energy. And I'm hearing, if you have a dog, I'm hearing that your dog is gonna like this person. So take that as it resonates. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like there's a fresh chapter that is around the corner for you. Like maybe you've been having a hard time with your partner. You could be like struggling financially or something like that, or maybe have arguments or disagreements about things like that. This could even be like subconscious fears of abandonment that have been maybe interfering or getting in the way of you forming deep, genuine connections with people. So whether or not you're meeting someone new, or this is about your current partner, I feel like there's really like an opportunity to start fresh here. Now with the Empress, like this is something that's going to have to be nurtured over time. You know, like relationships take work, and there's just something about like, you know, for something to work, there needs to be effort from both ends. There needs to be dedication and consistency from both ends to really build something that will last. And I feel like you're headed in that direction, because we do have the Emperor as your main energy, and I was talking about having a solid foundation. Oh, also, I don't know if I had mentioned this before, but you may be moving homes in May, because number 4 is taking me to the 4th house, which is all about our roots. So, oh, you know what this feels like? Oh, I wish I had the deck on me. There's this, oh, I don't remember which card it was. I think it was in the chakra oracle deck that I have. I think it's the renewal card that's linked to the root chakra. But in the guidebook that comes with it, there's this little story about the card, and it's like basically about this potted plant that was like dying basically, and you know, like the leaves were scattering in the wind and all of that, and like the owner of this plant like takes the plant out of the pot, and the plant thinks that like, you know, life is over for it. And then the plant wakes up one day and realizes that it's been planted in the ground, and now it's thriving and blooming again. So I feel like you're being repotted. I know that sounds weird, but it literally feels like, it's like, I don't know, like, you know, when you need to like prune a plant and like remove all of the dead leaves and take off all of the dead bits so that there's an opportunity for the new growth to come in. Like, that's what I'm feeling for you. It's like you're being replanted into really fertile soil, and where you're being planted into now is going to allow your roots to grow much deeper, and you're going to have a much more solid foundation. So I feel like this, yeah, like I was saying, this could either be kind of a surprise to you, maybe something that you're not expecting with the moon here, but I also feel like in terms of love, that it's going to be up to you to really vocalize when you need more support or when you need more encouragement or things like that, because this group also chose the sodalite crystal, and this is linked to the throat chakra as well as the third eye. And, you know, the throat chakra is all about communication. It's all about speaking your truth. It's about listening and being heard. So I feel like you're really stepping into your power and really starting to open up your throat chakra and communicate to your loved ones. Because, you know, like, people aren't mind readers, you know? So if you need something or if you want something, like, it's up to you to vocalize that to that person. And I feel like in the past you've maybe kept people at a distance or felt like that you need to do things on your own because you can't rely on anyone. And I think you're going to be starting to realize that, like, now you're surrounded by better people or the right people who do want to help you. And they're like, you know, on the sidelines, like waiting. Oh, okay. So this could even be maybe other people in your life feeling like they're on the outskirts looking in, and it's like, you know, they're surrounding you wanting to help you, but you're keeping them at a distance. But I feel like there's this new fresh start, like feeling more confident in yourself and knowing that, like, no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for support. And I think that's what you're really gonna start leaning into in May, is like going to people that you trust and being like, or even your partner, if you're in a relationship, like, hey, you know, when you said this thing before, it hurt my feelings. Or, hey, I've been having a hard time lately. I've been feeling really stressed out. Do you have some time that I can vent to you for a little bit? Or can I get your advice on something? Like, I just feel you opening up a bit more, because I feel like right now it's this like closed fist, but you're slowly starting to open up to the people that you care about and to the people that care about you. So now let's take a look at your career and finances. Spirit guides, please, what is happening in career and finances for pile number 3 in the month of May? Oh, wow. Okay, so we have Justice, and we also have the 10 of Cups that flipped over. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the 5 of Cups. It's interesting because there's such a strong dichotomy between this feeling of lack or this feeling of abandonment, but also of having really strong support. Because we have the 10 of Cups here, and before you had the Empress underneath the Ace of Wands. So I really feel like you've been working through it lately, or you're going to start working on this soon, but working through any like wounds or fears of abandonment, or even rejection perhaps. And this is something that probably stems back to childhood for you. So either you've been doing some shadow work, or you're going to start doing that shadow work and like realizing how maybe certain events from the past or different types of relationships have impacted you, and how it's impacting your your relationships and your life to this day. But in terms of your career and finances, so you could be getting like a really favorable contract, signing a really favorable contract with justice here. This could even be about like finding a business partner to work with, finding like the perfect company or person to collaborate with. I also see in May that you'll be having a really good work-life balance. And if you've been going through any kind of legal troubles, I see it working out favorably for you. I'm hearing restitution, so that might just be relevant for one person or a couple of people. Yeah, I'm hearing like contracts, leases, like if you're getting a new office space, maybe relocating to a different area, maybe you'll get really lucky and, you know, find like the perfect people to hire, like the perfect person for the job. Or this could be about you finding like your dream jobs. Because the Ten of Cups, this is like ultimate emotional fulfillment. So there's a lot of abundance here. And I see you being really happy with where things are going in terms of your career, your job. I see you really enjoying whatever abundance you do have, like with your loved ones. Again, this idea of like opening up and like sharing more. So like celebrating the good times, letting people in on, you know, when you're feeling down or when you're feeling sad or when you're feeling alone, but also letting them in on the good times, on the really happy times when there's moments to celebrate. There could be something that you've been like worried about or feeling disappointed about, feeling sad about, but I see it working out in a fair way with justice here. So for example, this is like a totally random example, but it's one that came to mind. So let's say you're going shopping and you need a pair of shoes to wear for like an event, let's say. And you find this pair of shoes and you like them and, you know, they'll go perfectly with your outfit. But let's say they're $100 and you're like, you know, that's a bit more than what I wanted to spend, but I do like them and, you know, I think I'm just going to get these shoes. But then it turns out they don't come in your size and you can't find them anywhere and they're out of stock in your size. And then you're feeling kind of disappointed and you're like, man, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really need this pair of shoes. So you go home and then let's say you go back the next day or you go to a different mall and you're like, okay, like I'm on a mission to find these shoes. And you still can't find the shoes that you had found the previous day, but you find a different pair of shoes and they're even better than the first ones you found. And not only that, but they're $50. So they're half the price of the other ones. And like everything just ends up working. It's such a random example, but I hope that makes sense. So it's like something that initially may leave you feeling a bit disappointed. You'll realize that not working out ended up being in your favor and that's something better because there was something better that was a better match for you. I hope that makes sense. So if like any kind of opportunity or anything doesn't end up working out, hang on because there's something else that's gonna make you much happier that's gonna come in, okay? And you're gonna have that clarity in retrospect. Like you're gonna look back and you'll be like, oh, okay, like I see why that thing fell apart or that thing didn't go through. Because this thing that I ended up getting is actually so much better than what I was gonna go for. Maybe a more relevant example could be if you're applying for a home, maybe you think that like, oh, this is it, like I really love this home and the location is good and all that, and you put in an offer, but then they end up taking somebody else's offer and you're like, man, like I really thought that was the one, I really like that house, you know, okay, like I guess I'm just gonna have to go back to the drawing board and start again. And then like 3 days later your realtor calls you and you go to this other viewing of a home and it was so much better than the first one, and you fall in love with it and you put in an application and you get accepted like right away. It's some kind of situation like that. I'm starting to see a bit of another theme here of just like things aren't as they seem. So like we've been talking about here, but even with the love portion that we were looking at, it's like you may feel like you're alone, or you may feel unsupported, but things aren't as they seem. And the same situation here, like something may happen that may leave you disappointed, but things aren't as they seem. It's like there's layers to everything. You may be highly sensitive, I'm feeling, or yeah, like you may just be sensitive to rejection or things like that, which is totally understandable. But with Justice and the Emperor, I see you really starting to build a strong foundation for yourself where, like, it's okay to be sensitive. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But I think you're starting to see how strong you truly are and starting to lean on that strength where even if things don't initially seem like they're working out, like, I know I'm gonna be okay, like I'm gonna bounce back kind of thing. I was seeing the Knight of Cups underneath the Five of Cups here, and exactly, it's like you may be initially disappointed, but there's another offer that's coming in that's actually better than this initial thing. Also, so we have the number 11 and then we have a 10, which reduces to a 1. So we have 1, 1, 1. You may be seeing repeated ones in May, or this could also be a sign about your manifestations. Like if you've been trying to manifest more abundance for yourself, or manifest a new opportunity, manifest a better contract, something like that. You may see repeating ones in May as a sign of like you're on the right path and this thing is coming towards you. But again, like we were talking about with the Emperor, all of these ones and the Aries energy coming through, I feel like you're really gonna have to take initiative and be the one to take action and get the ball rolling on things. I don't necessarily think that it's like things will come to you, but things will come to you once you initiate it, right? So say you're just like, say you're unhappy with your situation, say you don't like the home that you're living in, and you're like, you know, like I just don't like it here, I want to find something else. But if you don't take any action, you're not letting the universe know that you want to make that change, right? So it's like, once you start looking for different homes, once you start reaching out to realtors, once you start going to open houses and things like that, then by taking those actions, the universe is like, oh, okay, like they're taking this seriously. So, you know, now I'm going to start sending things their way. That's something that's coming through. Now let's take a look at your personal and spiritual development. Spirit guides, please, for pile number 3. Okay. So we have the Hierophant. Oh, wow. And we have the 3 of Cups. Yeah. We also have the 10 of Swords as the back of the deck energy. Okay, I'm going to move these over just so you can see everything. So, I mean, I was seeing this theme before, but it just keeps coming out. So, these 3 cards, we have these really like strong figures sitting on a throne, and they have these like pillars next to them or pillars behind them. So again, it's just, I keep getting the message of like having a solid foundation, of being secure, of building yourself up. Maybe you've had a difficult ending recently, or you've been having a hard time lately, taken a knock. Maybe it's taken, what's the phrase? Like maybe it's taken a hit to your self-esteem, but you're starting to build yourself back up again. You're really connecting to your inner wisdom. And again, there's this idea of having support here, because with the Hierophant, he has these followers. He has these people who believe in him, who want to hear what he has to say, right? I think you have a really, really supportive community or circle, and it doesn't have to be the biggest circle, but what's important is that it's the right people who make the circle. And I feel like you either have that now, or you're entering a period where in May you'll be realizing like who's really in your corner. You might have had situations where like people may have betrayed you or something like that, which could be where this fear of abandonment or fear of rejection comes from. And really just realizing like who's in your corner, who's supporting you, who's uplifting you, who's clapping for your successes, who's consoling you when things don't work out. And I think you're really going to be cherishing these connections, and you're going to start to slowly feel more and more comfortable opening up to people again. Also, I want to say, because there's the keys on the Hierophant card. So again, like you could literally be getting the keys to a new home, keys to a new office space, something like that. Or you just maybe have this kind of aha moment, or you have this realization of maybe some of these past wounds or things that have been really affecting you lately, and coming together with your loved ones and just trying to slowly work through that. This could even be about connecting with your soul tribe or your soul family, because I mentioned before, you are probably highly sensitive, but you could also be very spiritual as well. You could have psychic abilities. Everybody does. Just some people are more open to it than others. So it wouldn't surprise me if you like channel messages really easily. You're probably empathic as well. But so you could be connecting with your soul tribe or meeting someone from your soul tribe in May. But there's a lot of abundance here. Like an abundance of happiness. I really feel, I heard that you're going to be glowing. You're going to be glowing. So this could even be like a glow up type of situation with the 10 of Swords here, and with the 5 of Pentacles in the beginning. Like you may have lost friends, or walked away from a friend group, or walked away from a relationship or something like that, or a job, and for a while it like had you questioning your self-esteem, your self-worth, but you've slowly been building yourself back up, and now it's like, yeah, we have the Queen of Wands under the 10 of Swords. So it's like you're really, really stepping back into your power, stepping back into the core of who you are, and calling your power back from these people and situations. And yeah, it's like, I'm hearing that song by Muse, Uprising. But yeah, you're leveling up, you're getting back to the core of who you are. And again, like I was mentioning, you're really starting to speak your truth, and it's like you're no longer afraid to be your most authentic self, and it's like you're just going to be you, you're going to speak your truth, and the right people are going to flock towards you. And that's what you're starting to learn. I really love this. You really deserve all of this like abundance and support, and like having a group of people who really supports you. So I'm really, really happy to see this. Okay. So now I'm going to put these cards like this just to make some more room. Okay. now I want to find out, we're going to take a look at blessings and challenges. So Spirit Guides, please, what blessing can pile number 3 expect in the month of May, please? Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow. We have the 4 of Wands and the Sun. So, listen. Not to be repetitive, but you could be moving. Okay? I keep seeing, oh wow. Okay, this is crazy. So I was trying to flip all the cards and put them in the right direction, and death came up. So this is literally talking about transitioning, like moving away from one thing and entering another. This idea of rebirth, of almost like starting over in some sense. Yeah, I'm just hearing like regeneration. So interesting how that came out. And on the back of the deck, we have the World. Look at that. Okay, so you could really be relocating. Maybe this isn't even just about like moving to a different home. You could be moving to a new city, a new state, even a new country. You'd be relocating somewhere warmer, or even just taking a vacation. Maybe you're getting a vacation home or a second home or something like that. Or just, if you're not moving, you could be renovating your home or sprucing things up. You could be redoing landscaping or fixing up your garden. Just making some changes to your current home that make it feel more like you. Because I feel like maybe your style has changed, or just like your energy in general, I feel like is shifting. And as a result, it's like you're wanting your home to reflect that as well. So you could be doing things like repainting or moving the furniture around, getting new furniture. Yeah, like doing landscaping, doing things outside to make your house look nicer. There's just something about architecture in general. Like you could be going to some kind of like event or something, or touring a neighborhood that has really, really beautiful homes and it inspires you in some way. Or like looking at architecture or homes from different parts of the world. You know, maybe you're like getting an Airbnb somewhere, or you just feel really inspired or fascinated by architecture in different places. But this is like really, really happy, fortuitous energy here. Despite any feelings of like heaviness or like seriousness, I love that there's this blessing of just like joy and having fun and having a good time. This could even have to do something about a childhood home. Like maybe you're visiting a childhood home, or something like your grandparents' house, or like if you have a cottage or something that's in the family, maybe you're going back there. Or you could even be buying your childhood home, renovating your childhood home, something like that. Let's take a look at the challenge now. What challenge can pile number 3 expect in the month of May, please? What challenge can pile number 3 expect in the month of May? Okay, we have the 10 of Swords again. Let's get one more card. What challenge can pile 3 expect in the month of May? I'm hearing that song Under the Surface from Encanto. It's a Disney movie. It's a really good song. Let's see, one more card. What challenge can pile number 3 expect in the month of May, please? What challenge can pile number 3 expect in the month of May? Okay. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. On the back of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. So what I'm getting for this challenge is that, again, it's this idea of like something that wants to bloom but is stuck. So you may feel like you want to move forward in some regard, but also feeling maybe a bit scared, a bit nervous about it. But it's like you've outgrown where you are, or something has ended and it's in a way like making you move on, or you know that you have to move on, you know you need to move forward, you know that there's nothing left here for you anymore, and you're this little seed that needs to be planted somewhere new, and you may feel a little bit stuck or unsure about where it is that you want to plant yourself or where it is that you want to grow. But you have all of the answers within you. With the Hanged Man here, all you need to do is look within. All of the answers that you're seeking can be found within. And again, like I can't... this idea of having these pillars, you're really, really protected. We even have judgment underneath that. I don't know if you can see. We have judgment. You're really, really protected. These pillars around you is like your spiritual team, just all around you, protecting you, helping you, guiding you. And like there's encouragement to connect with them through meditation, or any ways that if you can find, you know, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to spare of your time where you're free of distractions and can be by yourself and just sit there and meditate, you know, think about where it is that you want to go, reach out to them and ask for their help too, because they want to help you. But the thing is that we need to ask, we need to give them permission. And so they're encouraging you to do that, and they're going to help you to look within and like tap into the energy of your heart and the energy of your soul, and to like really find and figure out where it is that you want to plant yourself. So basically for this challenge that you'll be facing in May, it's like either you've outgrown something or something has ended, and now it's like you have all of these new possibilities. There's all of these new options, and it's you're this seed, and it's like you can be planted in so many different areas. It's just up to you to figure out like where it is that you want to be planted. So let's get some advice for you now. Okay. Wow. So literally we just had the 8 of Cups and the Fool coming out, which that's exactly what I was just saying. There's a new beginning, something that you're walking away from. Okay, let's see what else. What is the advice and guidance, please, for pile number 3 for the month of May? What is the advice and guidance? So there's definitely encouragement to take a leap of faith here. It's going to require a lot of bravery, courage, but they're saying you have all of that within you, and they're also saying like you've done this before, so maybe you've found yourself in more than one times in your past of like needing to start over. That could also be where this like fear comes from, because you've had to go through it before. But it's like every time you've gone through it, it's made you stronger, and it's made you really realize like who you are and what you're made of. And again, so I mentioned the keys and the Hierophant, and we have 2 keys on this 8 of Cups here. So it's like you have the key, you're just searching for the door. What is the advice and guidance, please, for pile number 3 for the month of May? Okay. We also have the 9 of Swords. And I want to grab one more card. What is the advice and guidance, please, for pile 3 for the month of May? Yeah, they're saying like it's time to leave behind or walk away from any situations that are just draining you, that are taking more than they're giving, that are leaving you feeling like continually stressed out and just like consistently make you not feel good. Because like, you know, there's always going to be points in our life where certain situations become stressful and things like that. But there's a difference between, you know, like hitting a bump in the road and situations that are just going to perpetually drain you. You know what I mean? Just like, this could be like karmic relationships or situations like that where it's just like, there's a lesson for you there, but at the same time, like, if it's always draining you and if it's, you know, stressing you out and taking so much from you, it's time to question if that's something that you really want to continue carrying forward in your life. Wow, and we have the Sun again. Look at that. So there's just the reminder here that all is well. Look at that. And we have the Hierophant again. You're definitely being spiritually protected. Your guides are like all around you all the time. You're never alone. You always have their support, and like you can literally reach out and talk to them whenever you want, but they're always watching over you, and they're really encouraging you to take that leap of faith and like to really go in the direction where it feels best, and the direction that like you know is good for you. Because I do feel like you already know everything that I'm saying, but sometimes it's like we just need to hear it from someone else. So if there's a certain direction you've been wanting to go in, or whether there was already an ending or whether it would be you ending something to move in a new direction, there's really strong encouragement to explore what this new direction is. Because they're saying like it's going to be a fresh start, a fresh slate for you. And like you can, it's like I feel like you'll really be stepping into this like main character energy of really feeling in control of your life again, and feeling like, you know, you're making decisions for you that are good for you and not making decisions based off of someone else. And they're also saying that like whatever you're worrying about is going to work out okay. Like everything is going to work out fine for you. And to trust and have faith that you're well equipped to deal with whatever situation comes your way. Because you have so much knowledge, you have so much wisdom that you've accumulated over your life through all of your experiences, and like that wasn't for nothing, you know what I mean? So going forward, like you have all of these tools under your belt, all of this wisdom under your belt that you can use to help navigate this, like this new path where you may feel really excited about, but may not necessarily have a lot of experience in, or you may not really know what you're doing. Tap into that wisdom that you have, all of those lessons that you learn, because they're going to help get you through it and help carry you forward. But that's everything that I'm seeing for you, pile 3. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I love you so, so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!